And we're like, hello, hello, YouTube. Oh, people there already? Look at y'all over there on the YouTube channel. Go ahead on. Already got the thumbs up and everything. Look at you. I'm so proud of you. All right, let's get into it. I am Goddess Just Be, and this is the Inner Being Church where we talk about health and wellness and consciousness. We're about to talk about health and wellness, and we're about to talk about the benefits of capsaicin. Anybody ever heard that? You know what I'm talking about? Anybody? I'll wait for it. Anybody ever heard that name before? Capsaicin. You know where that's derived from. You know that what that does to your body. If you don't know, at the end of this video, you're about to know. Mm, 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 Miss Grateful said no. Miss Grateful don't know about that. Well, first of all, this video is gonna kind of like be two parts. Like, unless I stop it, I'm gonna figure out it when I get to that point. Because I want to talk about capsaicin, but then I also want to talk about the side effects of or things to look out when you are dealing with hormonal issues. I might make a second video. I might come out and go back in or whatever, so I could keep up with it when I'm doing edits to post. Nonetheless, the first half is going to be about capsaicin, so let's get into that. Capsaicin is like the active ingredient, the property inside of peppers. Now, the reason why you probably don't know much about that, Ms. Grateful, is because actually you shouldn't be dealing with peppers for your blood type. So blood type A and blood type AB, I'm not talking to you in the first half of this video. Sorry, Ms. Grateful. Don't you leave, though. You're not dismissed from church. You're still not dismissed. Ushers, make sure Ms. Grateful don't leave out the service before we're done. All right. So, hey, Tanzip. So capsaicin inside of peppers is the reason why people, when they eat jalapeno peppers or any type of peppers, they nose run. Anything else happens to you when you eat peppers? You get any kind of sensations in your body? Anybody? Besides nose running, do you remember or recognize anything else? Anything? Right. So nose running. Sometimes people get warm inside of their body, like, right? We're going to talk about what it feels like when you didn't experience this capsaicin that we're talking about on this live. Hey, Royal. And so nose run is going to be a first thing. And then maybe your body temperature like rise. You feel like warm in the inside, like, right? Not that I recall other than sweating, Emmanuel says. Some people sweat, like, right? Well, there's more things that's happening within than you might, that you might not be paying attention to. I'll put it that way. More than sweating is happening inside of you, more than you get warm, and more than your nose running. But because it's always something that we're eating, maybe it's nachos or something like that with some jalapeno peppers, like, right? Because it's something in our food, we know that we have a spice, but it's mixed with other herbs and stuff, and we're eating it with other foods and stuff, and we're eating it, and we're not paying attention to what's really going on. And sometimes if you kind of pay attention to after the fact of when you eat those nachos, or when you have that chili that's with spice, or that maybe it was a gumbo with some spice or peppers in it, and you had that flavorful food, it made you go to the bathroom afterwards. And some people will actually say their bowel movement burned their little booty cheeks, the little booty hole, like, right? It came through, it burst through the little booty hole, and the booty hole was now on fire. You ever heard that before? Man, that's gonna run through you. Man, I feel sorry for you when you do, like, right? Well, a lot of beautiful things are happening, and I want you not to undermine this here capsaicin power internally and externally. But in every platform, I want you to put somebody type OB on YouTube. On God Is Just B, I want you to put OB. Just the letter O, the letter B. On God Is Just Be Healthy, somebody type OB, because I'm talking to blood type O and I'm talking to blood type B. OB. Look, I remember sign language, y'all. Boy, look. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Oh, shucks. Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Oh no, I know my ABCs. Oh, I remember that thing. Okay, y'all not here for that. I'm sorry. I got excited. I remember sign language. So we're talking about blood type O, and we're talking about blood type B only when we're talking about this capsaicin. So blood type O, A's and B's, we'll get to you when we talk about this side effect and these hormones, because y'all gonna need to know that. The reason why I'm saying this about these blood types is because A and AB, your sensitive digestive system, you can't handle these peppers that I'm about to talk about. You can't handle it. I have on my website capsaicin in a pill form, peppers. And peppers, whether we're talking about a little weak, and hear me when I say a little weak jalapeno pepper versus like the world's hottest pepper. Jalapeno pepper is weak. It's like womp womp womp. Believe it or not, cayenne pepper is like okay, because peppers are measured by heat units, like right, heat units, right, thousands up to millions, like right, the heat units. And the heat units, the more powerful the heat unit, the more powerful it is to burst through things like clogged arteries, like right. You think your nose run over a typical jalapeno pepper, or even that little pepper challenge that they had on social media where people were tearing up, like right, and running nose and like what over. It was like a one chip challenge over that, and some people were actually brought to the doctor because they didn't wash their hand. You know, I'm gonna try to make sure that I don't touch myself after dealing with my pepper that I have available on my website. They didn't wash their hand, and some of the men ended up going to the restroom, urinating and touching their part, and it swelling up on them, like right, because of the blood flow, like right. And it would they had to just wait it out. When you interact with something like this, you just gotta wait it out, or you can drink some oils. We'll get to that. Some proper oils to put the fire out, so to speak. But I had to let you know that we're talking only to blood type B and the blood type O. Because for blood type B and blood type O, peppers are highly beneficial. Why would that be? Why would it be? Why would peppers discriminate? Anybody? Anybody? Hey, Blue Diamond. Hey, Tandy. Hey, Bakiba. Anybody have an idea? Well, why would a pepper only be good for the A? I mean, good for the O's and the B's and not the A's and the AB's? Anybody? Nobody don't have a clue? You think the peppers don't like the A's and AB's? Anybody that's in my blood type connection course, y'all should know this here. Anybody that's part of my blood type connection program group, y'all should know this. We talk about this all the time. None of y'all remember? I'll wait. Yes, no, maybe so. I ain't listening to you. I'm just looking at you. Could you say something? Blood flow. They can't tolerate it. It's as simple as that. They can't tolerate it. And we're talking about the tolerance as it pertains to the lack of hydrochloric acids inside of the digestive system. It's very, very sensitive. So A's and AB's are more on the sensitive level, right? In the B's and the O's, we have the adequate amounts of hydrochloric acids in our gut, which kind of like makes our gut a little bit more tough. Like we could tolerate some more things, like right, because our gut has always known how to deal with the fire. Let's put it in layman's terms like that. Our gut knows how to deal with the fires, right? So when we're talking about capsaicin, who would benefit? We already said the blood type. I love your dress. Thank you, babe. I appreciate you. We already know the blood type, the B and the O, but what kind of ailments would these B's and O's have? You have an idea of that? Since we said that the cayenne pepper is high in capsaicin. It's a pepper that make your nose run. So that's one thing. It'll be good for those people who have a whole bunch of mucus, like right? If you're a blood type O, blood type B, and you wake up hawking in the morning, guess what? Capsaicin could knock through them clogged mucus. Capsaicin can also burst through clogged arteries. So this is really good for those people that have heart issues, like, but only if they are blood type O and B, right? Capsaicin is good for those people who have diabetes. Why is that? Diabetes has everything to do with diet, but it's the diet of the O and the diet of the B. We're only talking about O's and B's right now. This is why we have things that go viral, and they'll say, for example, I'm gonna call out one. They have one that goes viral all the time when they talk about putting lemons mixed with olive oil and put a little cayenne pepper. And it be the blood type A's and the AB's in the comments saying, no, that told me up. Because every blood type is not the same and we don't have the tolerances. But the B's and the O's, like, oh my gosh, that really, really was good. That really, really worked for me. I'm going to do it again. Man, this is making me lose weight. So what's happening with this pepper? What's happening with this pepper that's making people lose weight? Anybody? Anybody know about what's happening with these peppers? Well, I'll tell you. This pepper is putting out inflammation, right? The heat unit, they call the heat units, they range the heat unit or rate the heat unit on the Scottsville heat unit chart. Like, so they call it SHU, Scottsville heat unit. That's what the SHU is all about. And so every pepper that you ever know of, it has a rating. And so the peppers that I say sell on my website, it has really pretty much the highest tolerable ratings. And they're so powerful. They're not like regular cayenne pepper. I'm talking about another level. So you don't want to open this ever from me and touch it. You don't want to open it and decide, oh, I'm going to put it on my food. You don't want to do that. So these peppers are perfect for diabetes because diabetes has everything to do with diet, a diet that probably caused stagnation inside of the large and small intestines. These peppers are powerful enough to burst through clogged arteries. But we're talking only to B's and O blood type. If you don't know your blood type, head over to my website. My link tree is in the bio, and go to my official website link, and you'll see the first button on my website is how do I find out my blood type? You click that and it's going to bring you to Amazon so you can get your Eldon at-home kit. Prick your ring finger in the privacy of your home. You'll know what your blood type is. But for everybody that do know their blood type, and if you are O and a B, I'm talking to you. Right? Everybody knows their blood type. Is there anybody that don't know their blood type? Speak now. Anybody know their blood type? Don't know their blood type. I just gave you the steps. Okay. So for everybody else that's an O and a B, diabetes. Capsaicin is good for diabetes because it has to do with diet. It's good for inflammation. Why is it good for inflammation? Because inside of you internally, it will be healing or putting down. It's an anti-inflammatory. It'll be putting down the fire. So that means if you have ulcers inside of your stomach, like, right, you're a blood type O and you're a blood type B, capsaicin is highly beneficial for you. You should actually be cooking with some type of peppers all the time if you are O and B. With that understood, right? Since it's highly beneficial for your blood. When I say that it's highly beneficial for your blood, what I'm saying is your blood plus the food that you eat creates a chemical reaction. The chemical reaction here that's being made is it causing this here, capsaicin, to be anti-inflammatory, causing this, the connection, to be anti-cancerous. Did you hear me? I said anti-big C word. Are you hearing me how important this is? Where can I get it? It's available on my website. My link is in my bio. Capsaicin. All right. But today we're talking about the benefits of it. Diabetes, inflammation, heart health, pain relieving, right? We've been talking for the last couple of days about hormones. So inflammation is definitely present when people have things like endometriosis, fibroids. We talked about that yesterday, how these tissues or this growth is happening outside of the uterus, in the abdominal cavity. Like, right? Hey, spiritual healer, I'm sorry. You hit and leader. You see what I'm saying? So these tissues that's going throughout the other parts of the body ain't nothing but a bunch of inflammation. Capsaicin, available on my website, can put that fire out. For blood type O and for blood type B, hold up A's and ABs. This also helps to reduce insulin spikes. Remember, we talked about insulin resistance. Resistance has to do with inflammation, hormones being out of balance too. Capsaicin for blood type O and B. Then we talk about blood flow. Remember, somebody earlier in the comments was saying it make them sweat. They're sweating. We become, when we just think about it, when you're eating peppers, you begin to sweat. That's blood flow. That's circulation. Like, right? Your nose begin to run. That was clogged up mucus that really kind of like was like diluted, and now it's dripping now from your nose, like, right? It was a whole bunch of grouped up, clumped up mucus. But when you digest the pepper from your, just naturally from your wheat pepper that you day to day probably be using on your food, it did that. So it's going to be a whole nother level for the ones that you get from me, right? And I'll talk about how to use it soon. So it's going to help with blood flow, internal bleeding. So those are the people that are O's and B's that have ulcers out there. Anybody know somebody with ulcer? You know, the ulcer, once you get the ulcer, it grows. So I should be saying, anybody know somebody who used to have an ulcer and then it had turned into leaky gut syndrome, and then they started having kidney issues, and then because the kidney was clogged up and they had food particles falling inside of the abdominal cavity from the leaky gut syndrome, then their skin started messing up. So then they grew and they had eczema and psoriasis. Then they started getting fungus and yeast overgrowth. Anybody know somebody with those things because they had started with a hole in their stomach from an ulcer? We got to go back to the source and heal the source. The source would be that ulcer, that internal bleeding. Like, right? Can children use this? My daughter has swollen lymph. No. The children under, I wouldn't recommend for the child under maybe 14, 15, no. For swollen limbs at that age, I would say, depending upon the area, I would stick with lemon and key lime, whichever one is, depending upon her blood type, one of them is going to be more potent for her. And maybe a little bit of licorice root tea, just a little bit. I'm talking about like a 1/4 of the teaspoon of it in maybe a cup of water, like, right, diluting that thing, like, right. Because this is really, 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 really powerful. Mine are. Now, maybe if you go get some cheap ones with regular, cayenne pepper, maybe cutting it in half, microdosing it to smaller, microdosing as a mom. But not these. Don't know. These are for the grown-ups that need a plunger. Mine for the people that got that big protruding belly that need a plunger or a little punch, right? Me? Yeah. Okay. Well, we're talking to you then. She's a O positive. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. But what's her age though? You saying my child? You saying I don't want to be talking to the children underneath. That ain't even teenagers yet. Oh no, not an 8-year-old. No. I would say add maybe some spices, just kind of like spices now to her food now. If she's an O, she can tolerate cayenne pepper to an extent, but you don't want to over and do her with this here. This is really, really powerful. So now we're talking about blood flow. When we talk about blood flow, we go into our peppers. Remember, we're talking to O's and B's right now for a moment. So blood flow, internal bleeding. We were just talking about that ulcer inside of there. That'll heal that ulcer, heal internal bleeding, what a lot of people have and don't even much know it, especially the blood type O's. When you venture off and eat against your blood type, like you eat wheat all the time, that put little holes and stuff inside of your digestive system. Your hydrochloric acid circles back and kind of like fights against you when you're not eating right for your blood type. So for the 8-year-old that we were just talking to, the first step also, mom, will be you getting a highly beneficial meal plan from my website so she can be eating the foods that's going to be anti-inflammatory. All of her foods, anti-inflammatory, wound healing type foods. And that way we could go straight to the issue. put out that fire so it don't keep on growing and venturing off into other parts of the body. All right. So she was talking about the lymphatic flow. So if we bursting through clogged arteries, the peppers has the ability to, what's the backup for the blood? The lymphatic system. You clean out the lymphatic system and you really much cleaning and filtering your blood, right? At the same time. So blood flow, lymphatic system flow, like, right? Capsaicin is high in vitamin C. High in vitamin C, very, very high in vitamin C. So this is going to also make this a very good antioxidant, being that it's high in vitamin C. It's available on my website. This is what I want you to know. Blood type B and blood type O. Anytime you use the capsaicin in conjunction with any other herb, this is going to boost it, because remember, this thing has enough power to make you sweat, make your nose run, burst through, irritable bowel, and and hard to release stool. So you take your herbs in conjunction with this here, double potion. Just kind of like some people go and venture off to black pepper to do that. Blood type O and B. Not the black pepper, baby. No, that ain't yours. That ain't yours. Leave that alone. You need to do what's right for your blood type. You need to be on these type of peppers. Like, right? These are the ones that's highly beneficial for you. So some people, they'll be like, put some black pepper in there and mix it with your, I don't know, with your multivitamin, and you get a good kick. No, you know what they do it with? They'll say do it with turmeric. Put some black pepper with your turmeric. That's the common thing they do. Don't put no black pepper with no turmeric. You put cayenne pepper with your turmeric. You at least put the ones that's beneficial, or you get the most potent of them all from my website, the capsaicin available on my website. So now the mucus is now being released. So now your nose is running. It's boosting the properties of other herbs, and it's anti-cancerous, anti-obesity. So if you be obese and have this protruding belly, you have this diabetes type label on your name, it is anti-obesity. But the reason why it is because it's burning fat. This is why your nose is running. This is why you get that warm sensation. Fat is being burned. So I mentioned earlier, you could take an oil if you make a mistake and touch this. So let's piggyback on that. You cannot have mine, the one that I have on my website. You cannot have mine without eating food. Somebody put in the comments, with food. Take with food. You do not want to take mine on an empty stomach, and I want to explain that to you next. You want to wash your hands after fooling with mine, because you don't want to touch any other part of your body, like your face, your private area. You have to go into the restroom, so you wash your hand after handling it, just in case there's a little bit of residue on the outside, like, right? Take with food. So why am I saying, since I've shared with you the benefits of this, why am I saying to take with food? Let's just use logic. What your logic is telling you. Why would you take it with food? Why wouldn't you just want to just just let it get in there on an empty stomach so it could do its thing? Let's use logic. Anybody? Anybody could use logic on that? Let me see something while y'all answering that question. Anybody understand why I just said take it with food? Anybody? Or you just gonna listen? I don't want you to just listen. I don't want you to just listen. I want to know that you know why you listening. Why you gonna do that? Why? Anybody? I'll wait for the answers. I'll wait for it. Anybody? Nobody don't know why you would take it with food? You gonna try it? If you don't know, that means you might try it. I need you to know better. And that's the only way you're gonna do better. Let me see. YouTube. It clears out the body if nothing is in there. What is it clearing out? That's some good logic to me, Blue Diamond. You don't want to take it on an empty stomach because it's going to upset your stomach. You want there to be some type of oils, aka fats, readily to put the fire of it out, something for it to work on, so it don't be gnawing and just upsetting you. Like, right? This is the same approach you would use if you made a mistake. Like if I made a mistake and licked this here, and some of the residue was on the outside of this veggie capsule, and then it got on my tongue. The thing that's gonna put my tongue out of the fire is an oil. Like I'm talking about a carrier oil, a flaxseed oil, a walnut oil, or whatever your highly beneficial oil is, to soak it up. This is how you put the fire out of it. If you ever put it on your hand and touch another part of you, just kind of like how you know how they say milk. You know, milk. We don't need no cow pus. Don't you drink no milk? It's nasty. Get you some oil to digest if you did it on an empty stomach by mistake, even though I'm telling you not to do that. And being that it's soaked up by oil, think about this now. I want you to think. Being that it soaks up oils and oils put its fire out and helps it work, then that means it's a herb that burns fat and will help you lose weight. Circling back to the diabetics that are O's and B's, blood types, this is going to help you burn fat and lose weight effortlessly. That's why you take it with a meal. It gets inside of that meal. The herbs and different things that's in the meal, especially if you eat it right for your blood type, is penetrating through those. Let's say, for example, you eating a meal and it's maybe a turmeric type seasoned meal. You take your capsaicin. Now you have the turmeric all inside of your meal. Turmeric, everybody know that that's an anti-inflammatory. We just discussed it. This is an anti-inflammatory. Now you done ganged up on anti-inflammatory properties from the crown of your head to the sole of your feet. So anything that you were, or any area in your body that you was inflamed in, now that fire going out. Anywhere in your body where you had a whole bunch of fat pockets, that fire going out. Them anti-inflammatory properties are working. Let's say, for example, you did yours and then you drunk you some soursop behind it, like, right? Now your soursop or whatever herb you use, we already know that soursop is anti-seed. Well, now you have an anti-seed pepper plus the soursop, which is an anti-seed herb, working together to really be an anti-big seed. You see what I'm saying? You want to gang up on herbs like that, but you got to be wise with them. You got to know how to work them for your blood type. Not because I said to do it, for your blood type. Once again, back to the people that's just coming in. We talking to blood type B and we talking to blood type O. And we're talking about capsaicin, available on my website, linked in the bio. All right? It comes in a pill form, yes. I learned the hard way, Blue Diamond. You must have did it. And so now you're going to go to the bathroom. The people with diabetes, is there anybody that ever knew somebody with diabetes in any of these lives? Because y'all act like y'all healed already. I want to talk to some people that done went through some things. Anybody know somebody with diabetes? Cassandra does. Anybody know somebody that had maybe parasites? Because this is anti-parasitic. Anybody that, yes, in my family, Miss Grateful says, anybody know somebody that's a blood type O? Where my blood type O's at? Spiritual healer says yes. Anybody? What about you, Apple? What about you, George? Anybody know somebody that's a blood type O or blood type B? Right here, right here. So these are the people that I'm talking to. All right? Anybody know somebody that is full of crap? Not personality-wise. I mean, they really full of crap and they haven't been to the bathroom in the last maybe 3 days or more. Me also. Hear the bow. Yeah. Or their blood types that can't take capsaicin pills. Yes, love. Lovely. Yeah. That's going to be blood type A and blood type AB. We discussed that. Somebody type that again. They got new people coming up here. Somebody put O and B in the comments again. Could you do that again? O and B. That's what we're talking about right now. O and B. Don't be misled. Because it's my passion now. I don't want you to come stick your head up in the live and you A and AB say, oh, she talking to everybody. No, I'm not. I'm not talking to you, A and AB. Not yet. We're going to get to you. but not yet. It's not for you. Don't fool around and find out that you have a sensitive digestive system. Don't you do that to yourself. O and B. O and B. And so, being that this burns fat, I wanted you to know this about the capsaicin, because maybe you didn't know I had this available on my website. Maybe you didn't know this was for O's in B's. And so now we're going to get into the idea how this goes in conjunction with these hormonal issues that we've been talking about. For blood type O and blood type B, being that I taught you just now on this live about inflammation, about your other issues, that all of this here is, there's only two really things, if you ask me, in my opinion, that we be talking about when we talk about health and wellness. We're talking about inflammation and we're talking about hormones being out of balance. And when you get rid of that inflammation, when you clean out the lymphatic system in that blood, it puts you in a better position to tackle the hormones. Better yet, the minerals inside of here actually help you to tackle hormones better as well. Right? Everything, believe it or not, on my website is geared toward you getting to that healed state of being. This is not a site where you really need to be constantly coming back, because these things that I create are created intentionally, purposely to heal. White coat people don't really practice that. Goddess Just Be does. So I want you to know that inside of here, the properties inside of this capsaicin is going to be healing you at the core level of what caused the sickness or disease. Going down to the inflammation, healing the sore itself, closing the wound, and allowing you to be whole. Now, that kind of thing ain't going to work if you decide, I'm going to just take this and still wild out every day and do what I want to, as it pertains to not eating clean for my blood type. Then you're going to be prolonging your own healing, because I gave you the blood type meal plan, highly beneficial foods, and everything that you need to avoid as well. So this was for blood type O and blood type B. This is very, very important for you to know, because bursting through clogged arteries, this is how I'm about to jump to the A's and ABs, and maybe we can talk about everybody. Bursting through clogged arteries. When I say burst through clogged arteries, I'm more focused on that lymphatic system now having flow. And then I'm focused on that transverse colon now having flow. The reason why I'm focused on those two is because the lymphatic system is going to push stuff out, the waste, the back up to the blood is the lymphatic system. That's where the waste at. That's where the ass is at. That's where the big C be chilling at, right? That's where the mucus be chilling at, right? Because the blood's supposed to be applying the lymphatic system. That's where the ass is. So we got basic chemistry, balance. Everything about us is in balance. It's supposed to be elite. So I'm focused on that lymphatic system, and then I'm focused on that transverse colon to get some crap about it, your body. The reason why I'm focused on that is because those are the areas. Keep in mind, when your hormones are out of balance, it flows into your blood throughout your whole system. It's flowing, it's flowing inside of you head to toe. Every nook and cranny is regulated by hormones. We like a hormonal little century, little factory, right? And these said hormones that I'm talking about, this waste that I'm talking about, stops or obscures your vision. We got a lot of people that keep asking me the same thing over and over about this glasses thing and how I reverse my vision. Peep what I'm saying here. The lymphatic system, the transverse colon, the ability to eliminate and absorb. This is how you're able to see. Don't miss it. This is how you're able to see. Lymphatic system, transverse colon. It really, really matters. This is helping both lymphatic system and transverse colon, right? Sustained detox helps them both. Lymphatic system, transverse colon. Licorice root helps them both. Lymphatic system, transverse colon. Now I want to talk to the A's and the ABs, and I want to bring this piggyback over this here to hormones. Somebody type A and AB. A and AB. We're grouping them in now. A and AB. Yeah, they are little delicate little babies. Come on, baby. Come on in the room, baby. Our delicate A's and AB bloodline. We're talking about bloodlines here. We just got finished saying how our vision is tied to this transverse colon in this lymphatic system, right? Well, how many of you all want to know something about them hormones? Our hormones, our hormones affect our vision too when they're out of balance. And so the reason why I'm about to group these A's and ABs together now is because they be so out of balance, most of them, a lot of them, because they've been doing a little cultural thing about eating whatever it is based upon their culture instead of based upon their bloodline. So yeah, their hormones be so out of whack. They got sensitive stomachs. They've been having sensitive stomachs, but they didn't understand it based upon their culture. A lot of them wear glasses. A lot of them have that diabetes type issue that we were just talking about, that inflammation daily. They carry it, right? The sensitivity is daily. They carry it because they never figured it out just yet. What am I supposed to be eating? I can't eat nothing. They don't know. I helped them with that on my website with their meal plan. I also help them with their own Hawthorne blend as it pertains to their detox for their blood type. A's and AB have a own detox. It's called Hawthorne blend. A's and ABs cannot tolerate these spicy capsaicin pills that I'm talking about, right? They can't tolerate this. So when we get to them, they have more like a soy-based meal plan, right? Because they have the Asian type, delicate type, sensitive digestive system. So they eat things like soybeans and tofu and stuff, right? That's them. That's their diet. Vegetables and fruits. That's their diet, like, right? The delicate digestive system. But these people, the reason why they're clogged up most often than not is due to the inflammation and the hormones that came from their diet. They don't have nothing, excuse me, to burst through like the capsaicin. They can't fool with that. Because their soy protein is supposed to be the thing that keep them in balance based upon their diet, but maybe they don't want to do that. Maybe they want their cheeseburger still. Maybe they want to live like on the edge. So that's where the wild yam that I was speaking of comes into play with them. Because externally, them putting the wild yam on their skin penetrates inside of them to balance their said hormones, right? In conjunction with eating right for their blood type. So now they're back introduced to their soul food. Now they're honoring their mother and father and putting the wild yam butter that I created that's available on my website that looks like this here, putting the wild yam butter on their skin. It's absorbing the necessary properties to balance their hormones. Now, I want you to know this here about hormones, A and AB. When your hormones are out of balance, let's take a walk down memory lane. I want you to know the side effects, what's happened to your body, what's going to happen when you start to regulate these things, so you won't be surprised and you hear it from my mouth. And I actually will chop this up and make some content out of it on my pages. Lovely says, I'm a blood type B and I don't like my food less. Yeah. Well, baby, meet Miss Grateful. Miss Grateful, you see it in the comments? Miss Grateful started off saying, man, we can't eat nothing. But the beautiful thing about the A and the AB blood type meal plan is upon being aware of your blood or food list, even though you don't like it, your body like it. That's the trickery of it all. Your body, you'll find a new profound feeling after eating certain fruits and vegetables, the ones that are highly beneficial for you now versus just wilding out and eating anything and wondering if you're going to be on fire or being able to sleep at night or wake up with more mucus. The beautiful thing about it is Once you begin to indulge in it and make fun of it or find the things that you really do like and make certain meals with it, and you could go to those source places, your body gonna feel so good that you're gonna fall in love with it. Like, right? It's almost like falling in love versus growing in love. When you fall in love, you that thing fades and it's kind of be short lived. But you could actually fall or grow in love with somebody ugly. He could be dirt ugly, dog ugly, but Lord Jesus, he provides for me though. Ooh, I'm starting to like him a little bit. Oh my God, look at the back of his head. It's a meat head. Oh my God, don't turn, baby. I'm gonna buy you some hats. But he turned around and put, oh my God, he done paid all my bills. You know, oh, he's starting to look cute. I'm starting to play with that meathead, like, right? You growing in love. And when you grow in love, that one right there, that was long lived because like, now you're looking back, you man, look at all the good things that you did for me, man. Look at how you take care of me. Oh, I just love, man, you have a beautiful soul. Forget how you look. I don't even see you as ugly no more. Oh, you sure look good. Look at my man. You know, they graduated because it's more than the out surface, it's what the food could do for you. Okay? So stay focused is what I would say to you. But back to the hormonal side effects and the things that's going to happen to the body. We're taking a walk down memory lane. In the beginning, wait, let me take a break. It's offering time. Where we at? Let's get these likes up to 6,000. It's offering time. Those that are new. Oh Lord, I'm about to turn this one here off. They got 100. It's got 157 likes over there. 157. All of this good information I'm giving y'all. Could we get the likes up over there on YouTube? Could I get 2 more likes on YouTube? I just need 2 more. Could somebody tap the screen? Could somebody share the live? Hey, Tia. Y'all sitting up there. Y'all tell me y'all was listening good because they are 100 likes. That don't look. I don't know if y'all like me over there. Hey, Tia. It's offering time. For those of you who are new to me, this is the Inner Being Church, where our mission is to illuminate the inner depths of yourself, challenging your core beliefs, the ones that ain't serving you anyway, and putting you up to speed with who you really are, up to the coding in the matrix where you could be, do, or have anything that you put your mind to. For those of you that are new to me, I accept offerings. You can tap the screen, you can share it live, you can comment. You could also give to my Cash App, God is Just Be, for those that want to give. Or you can join my newsletter, which is linked in my link tree, and there's a button for it. Once you get to my newsletter, it's the first button. By clicking on that button to join, you put in your name and your email address, and you'll be part of our congregation. You'll receive free training on blood type connection. You'll receive exclusive discounts, and you'll know when I'm live or major events come to play by being part of the newsletter. I am God is Just Be. In my link tree also, I have a Amazon wish list. And my Amazon wish list is for me to give me a dry erase board. So if you want to join the church or subscribe to the Amazon wish list, it's a dry erase board and a lot of anatomy objects because some people are visual learners. So I want to stand up and I want to have my somebody, Mr. Today bought my little podium, my little stand-up podium, and I'm excited. I'm so excited. It's offering time. This is a song for the offering. And I just can't hide. Whoa. I'm about to lose control and nothing I like. Okay, I'm giving you a podium, boy. I'm about to have church up in here. I'm about to walk into my purpose. It's offering time. And so I'm excited about that. And if you want to partake on the wish list, my supporters asked me to create one on Amazon, and I did. If you want to participate, it will be a heartfelt appreciation for me. So I can stand up, so I can have my props, so I can have my partner, so I can talk about consciousness and health and wellness at free will, and I'll have more space and be the teacher that I am. So anyway, those are the announcements. Thank y'all for tapping the screen. Thank y'all for the cash apps. Thank y'all for the offerings. All right. We up to 6. I'm getting about here. We can't get to 1,000 over here. Now I know there's a couple of people over there. Oh, we almost there. 991. Come on. We almost there. Thank you. Boy, you saw that? I caught the Holy Ghost right there. Okay. So let's get back into it. For A's and ABs, these side effects probably be more expressed and known for you than other blood types because you're more sensitive. Some of the B's and the O's, they probably didn't feel it as much. The B's probably did with their lectin intolerances as it pertains to food, but the O's, they have so much high testosterone. Thank you for the offerings, I appreciate you. Such a high testosterone levels. Them suckers, like you just know they just like the monsters, like right. Nicki Minaj song when she was like, "I'm a mother effing monster." I always think about the O's like, yeah, that's the monsters. That's the Anunnaki gods. Like those suckers just keep going. But the A's and AB, we different. Well, they're different. So here's a walk back down memory lane. You, whether you a girl or boy, I'm gonna do the girls. I'm gonna do the girls just by themselves and shine light on the boys here and there. Little girl, you're growing, you get your little emotions, you're starting to get to that place of puberty where your estrogen is at its peak, and you got a little acne, like right, you munching up everything, you got this little baby fat, like right, you got the little stomach, you got your little knots right here, your little knots, your little booties sticking out and stuff, like right, you're getting a little hairy, like right, your estrogen is peaking, like right. Now this is the interesting thing. I share with you how estrogen and your eyes, because this hormonal change in your body affects the eyes, affects the vision. And in adolescence period, that's really what's happening when the children are at their peak, whether you're a boy or a girl, when you at your peak, your estrogen or your testosterone, whichever one you're dominant in, is just at its peak. And your eyes are developing and growing. And as they grow, and you have estrogen at its peak, it's kind of making your eye or your vision a little bit blurry. Did you know that? And this is around the time when you're at school. I'm with you, First Lady, if I can keep shouting as I evolve. Yeah, as I implement all the changes, my body tells me when I'm going wrong. Yes, you get so in tune with your body that you know when you're going wrong. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. We're supposed to be in tune like that. So here we are, we had adolescence time, and our eyeballs and stuff growing. Our estrogen probably at a peak. Now our vision got blurry. But because our vision got blurry, what your mom and daddy and your teacher said, can you see? I think you need to go to the doctor. Listen how we set up the tone to just destroy our little selves. White coat people, they just, yeah, sure do. Right? So we go to the doctor. The parents bring you to the doctor because your vision is blurry, but the vision was blurry just because your estrogen was at its peak. See, estrogen dominance really was messing us up. The white coat people didn't tell us that. Now the balance was about to come. It would have came if we would have ate right for our blood type. We would have been in tune with our food and in our bloodline. But we wasn't doing that. Our parents, they I don't know what happened with them. They missed the boat, the mark, and everything. But it was purposeful. It was still cool because we found ourselves. So our vision was only blurry because at that peak, we was at a peak of estrogen. And then we had a peak of estrogen, and now we got this acne and stuff. So my mama and my daddy, they bought us to the eye doctor. So now we have eyeglasses at a young age because our estrogen was at a peak. Mama and daddy didn't pay attention to the boy version of the child that went to the doctor, had little girl boobs and a big booty himself, showing of the estrogen that was taking over on him. But now his little short, little chubby self, I ain't talking about nobody, little boy, but I'm just saying, his little short, little chubby self with them little girl boobs, walking around here with glasses on now, looking a little nerdy and cute and bootylicious all at the same time. Like, right? But that's estrogen. You know that's right. Y'all know that? Y'all think I'm not being ugly with y'all children. Y'all know that, right? This is the estrogen at its peak in a little boy, just like it is with the little girl when she looked like she's about 18 and she's only maybe 6. Like, right? All of that milk in morning for school, lunch for school, come home, eat cereal, chicken that's not in alignment with their blood type, and all these added hormones and everything, and cheese and the mold, and yeah, they ain't eating right. So now they done had the acne, they done had the estrogen in the food, the mimickers in the food, And they got eyes got blurred because they had a peak of estrogen. Eyes got blurred. Now the mom and daddy said, go get some glasses. Now the vision is more impaired from wearing the glasses. Yeah. Because now they're putting pressure on their eyes to strain to see the vision that they had in the doctor's office when they were supposed to have the glasses on or get tested for the glasses. But because the estrogen at its peak, the vision is just blurry because of that, those hormones. All right. So in the meantime, in between time, they're wearing now these glasses all the time. So you gotta put your glasses on. Somebody's telling them when they need the glasses. You know, the parent who knows everything. Boy, you better put the glasses on. I paid all that money for the glasses. You better put the glasses on. Boy, I ain't even probably reading. Probably don't have nothing small to look at. Boy, you better put them glasses on. Put them glasses on. Like, right? And then putting them on all the time, really, it messes or weakens that vision even the more, whether they were a boy or girl. But this was estrogen. This was normal. This is hormonal thing that was going through. It was supposed to regulate based upon eating right, based upon putting it back in alignment. But what happens with that little girl? Now the mom and dad don't want their little girl to get pregnant. They don't want her to get pregnant. So then they tell that little girl, wait, hold up. I'm going to put you on birth control pills. Now, you already had this estrogen dominance, overdeveloped, brought you to the doctor, gave you eyeglasses because the estrogen was at its peak, and then now I weakened the vision in you. But now estrogen been at its peak since you was about 8, 9 years old. You got it from me because God made man in the likeness of it. God made us in the likeness of it to be master manifestors, creators, creating, just like the source. We be made in the image of our creator. Don't think our children, our sons are not made in the image of mama and daddy. Don't think that. Don't you think that? So if we made in the image of mama and daddy, so if we made in the image, I'm sorry about that. If we made in the image of mama and daddy may have had estrogen peak. Maybe they had weak, bowel movement. They had irritable bowel. They had kidney issue. Made in the image, meaning that way we hold up. We have to pick up some of them traits. It's kind of like being carried down through thought, through line, just like we made in the image of these bloodlines. We carried this thing down. So now they got the glasses, they had an estrogen peak, they weakened the eye a little bit more because the estrogen peak had the blurry eyes. They went and got the birth control because mama and daddy had said it. Mama and daddy keep saying, put them glasses on. Boy, I paid all of this money for it. Weakening the eyes now more than the estrogen did. Birth control pills now increasing the estrogen level more than the estrogen level was prior to birth control pills. Get off birth control pills because now the estrogen is so high that now we have gained so much weight. Still having painful periods, now the period and the tissue in the uterus coming outside of the uterus, and now this inflammation, these tissues are coming and growing outside, and they're now going to be calling it fibroids. These tissues, they're going to call it endometriosis. So now we got a name for this here stuff, this estrogen. It done wild out so much that now the doctor gave me these names because my estrogen was out of balance since I was 8, and I never ate my highly beneficial foods. I never ate right for my blood type. I never had nobody never put no wild yam on my skin to penetrate in my skin to tame this beast inside of me. I've been on fire, and my doctor keep telling me all these things, and I'm doing these things. First, my doctor told me it was birth control. I went back. Then they told me they had to do the biopsy. I went back. Then they told me that maybe it'll end when you have sex. I did that. Then I had babies. They told me it'll end when I have the baby. Then they told me it'll end when I get to premenopausal or menopausal. They told me that maybe I need to get my stuff scooped outside and get a hysterectomy. But nobody told me that at 8 or 9 years old, when I was a little girl or little boy, that my hormones was out of balance. So for this particular person, I was dealing with a hormonal imbalance at 8. I was a blood type A or blood type B. And I never knew nothing about this here soy and this tofu. And now there are people in the comments saying, I don't like my list. Of course you don't like it. You never ate it. You never been exposed to it. Maybe you was exposed to soul food, fried chicken, though. You like that, huh? Your body done got used to that. And so now, but based upon your blood wants this, but your eye don't want this. Your blood want the meal plan A and AB, but your eye, your cultural differences don't want this here. Your blood in the food that you eat, when you eat this food that's on this list that you say, I don't like this, is really what you need at a cellular level. Now let's talk about them Asians. Asian people eat according to their bloodline. Do you see the Asian people fanning at the nail salon? Oh my God, I can't take it. I'm having a menopausal moment, a hot flash moment. No. Do you see them eating the same? Do you see them at our drive-through? Do you see them at downtown in New Orleans? Do you see them there? They're not there. They're not participating in the foolery because they understand this. They understand about their hormones. They understand about their soy protein. They understand about a healthy balance. They understand about herbs. They understand about warm teas for their blood type A and blood type AB. The warm teas, the herbs, the soy, the fruits and vegetables on your meal plan is enough really by itself to keep you in alignment. Had you started when you was 8 before you had these problems, but you ain't did that ever. And now you're here on my lives. Sometimes you're frequent in my lives and you're about 30, 40, 50, 60 years old. And you don't like this here new diet that I exposed you to. I get it. But it's the thing that's going to save your life and help you transition into menopause. Because prior, when you was being an adolescent trying to get into puberty, you didn't have the adequate amount of estrogen type / testosterone, progesterone balance in your life. You didn't have that then. Then when you needed it the next time, when it was time for you to give birth, you didn't have it then. Your life, you was going through transformations. Then when you reached premenopause, you didn't have the proper balances then of progesterone. Then now you at menopause and your hot flashes are through the daggone roof and you wish somebody would and it's 60 degrees and you done spent 30, 40 years of your life without the proper balance of hormones inside of you. So your menopause is going to be on fleek because you've been depriving the body, your avatar. And you said when you came forth in physical form that you was going to get to know yourself. You was going to manipulate and understand the matrix and manipulate energy in it. And you just was today years old when you figured out about yourself, that your body was calling for progesterone for a long time. It was calling for a balance for a long time. And you called it mood swings. You let other people talk to you and say, hey, what's wrong with you? You itching with a bee? You on your period? Oh my gosh, she's crazy. This is why in the physical reality, we have men that just look at women as being crazy. Well, hold up, men, you ain't off the kick because guess what? With your little boy boobs, you started off with your boy boobs. And then your eyes begin to mess with you too because your vision is tied to them hormones as well. That insulin is tied to them hormones as well. That thyroid is tied to them hormones as well. I'm calling all of you out. It's a hormonal thing. That food connection, your ability to sleep is tied to them hormones. That's why when people start to use this wild yam cream, they get tired, they get calm, they'll get a little heart palpitation. Their food cravings, that emotional craving and addiction you have with food, whether you're a woman or a man, it's because your hormones are out of balance. So when you begin to balance your hormones with this here, wait a minute, I don't want to eat. For some people, they say, man, I started that and I started eating like I was crazy. Like, right? As it gets in balance, it takes maybe about a 2-week time frame, 2 to 3 weeks. Your doctor tell you up to 4 weeks for your crazy meds to take. Could you give the herbs 2 weeks to get in your system? Like, right? You got to know these things, though. So you might get a little tired. You might be like, oh, that was the best sleep. Your body is regulating. It's like, oh, my God, finally, after 40 years, this lady or this man and put something in there that's going to regulate me because I was working my ass off. That's what your body's saying. And then when you go to bed and lay your head on your pillow, like, finally, I got today. That's why. So back to this little boy. So this little boy with his boobs and his peak of testosterone, right? His peak of testosterone, it thins him out for some of them. But some of them boys, they don't get them. Some of them don't get them growth spurts. Some of them say chunky, short, hormone filled with estrogen. And then they get wider and wider as the days go on. They get tired and tired. They get less blood flow, less blood flow. No testosterone in the vicinity. They start to get so bored with life that they want to go on the other team. That's how low they got. Like, right? Because their testosterone levels, based upon the foods that they're eating, based upon the estrogen mimicas inside of the foods, based upon their stress level, the inflammation, based upon the lymphatic system being clogged up, that transverse colon, they can't eliminate waste. And now they walk around, man, look, I'm getting old, man. I can't do it like I used to, man. You know, I can't even keep on the muscle like I used to. Like, you know, my bones acting up, man. Come on now. I can't get up. You know, we don't bounce back like we used to, bro. You know, all this crazy stuff. Man, if you don't get your testosterone in balance, man, if you don't get rid of some of that inflammation in your body, man, if you don't eat right for your blood type, we need to be calling people out on that crap because it's getting old and redundant. Life happens through you. And so the way that we look and the way that we are with our health, don't think, oh, well, woe is me. It just happened to me and I didn't even do nothing to deserve this here. Yeah, you did. You ignored yourself. You let yourself stay out of balance for so long that it's going to take some work to get back into the balance. Resetting your balance as it pertains to your hormones is very critical for your health. Because your hormones don't stop with the cravings for food, with sleeping, with your heart palpitation, but it deals with that thyroidism too, that hypo and hyperthyroidism. All of these are hormones that need to be in balance with our insulin resistance, our overindulgence in food. So somebody, and we're gonna get to the somebody being you, but let's play like these somebodies outside of you. You know, the somebodies that create food, that put high fructose corn syrup in there and extra soy inside of the food. Something out there in your mind knows how to make your hormones out of balance so you don't get to know yourself. So you can get confused with yourself. You call it the FDC and CDC, FDA, and all the FBI and ABCD. You call it what you want. But at the end of the day, it is up to you because you're not being accountable with your energy by reading labels and ingredients of the things that you're putting in your God temple, your avatar self. So if high fructose corn syrup tricks your brain into thinking that you're hungry when you're really full, and then on top of that, you have estrogen imbalances, on top of that, you have thyroid issues, on top of that, you have endometriosis, fibroids, you have inflammation, you got to take this pill for this and this and that for that. Somebody ain't been studying the soul, not self-approved. Somebody ain't been rightly dividing the word for truth because you see these things like when you turn the ingredients over, you never said to yourself like, what is that? I mean, I just wanted potato chips with potatoes and salt, and then they got all these other things up in here. I wonder what maltodextrin is. I wonder what dextrose is. I wonder what vitamin that is. Do I need that? Is that going to mess with my liver? Is that going to mess with my kidneys? Is it white? Is it have minerals in it? Is it from the earth or did a man make it? Because that's what you're supposed to be doing in your human experience. Getting to know yourself. So whether man or woman, back to this man, I ain't done with you, man. So now you have to, let's say you have too much testosterone. You out there beating women, beating that which created you, whether it be your mother or your partner. Too much testosterone. That's still an imbalance. And so some of you all men, you go through life and you want to just go out and hit it and quit it, overindulging in sex, hormonal thing, like, right? Then when you get a little older, it's like you don't even have no more juice left up in there. You don't have no more bullets, like, right? Because you transition too. You go through a cycle too. Whether you started off with a whole bunch of estrogen men and then you ended with testosterone, or the most often than not, it's the opposite. You started with your testosterone, then when you become grandpa, you got a whole lot of estrogen. You crossing legs. You want to play with the grandchildren. You can't keep a muscle, and your eggplant is now a little Vienna sausage. Same thing. Same thing. You went through a cycle. You see your cycle? Whether you a man or a woman, we're going through cycles. and it's hormonal cycles. Hormonal cycles. Whether you're a blood type O and B, like I started talking about on this slide, or you over here A and AB, you still going through a cycle, and it's hormonal cycle. So collectively, let's put us all together in one big pot. If you part of this body of Christ, many members, one body, you gonna go through these cycles. You gonna go through these seasons. You gonna go through the law of rhythm, like right? For everything, there's a time and a season underneath the sun, because you came forth to experience yourself. Don't think upon those moments as if it was bad moments. No, it was you getting to experience yourself. But in that human experience, you were supposed to get to know yourself, because to know yourself is to know God. So wherever you are in your journey, they are nature's secret herbs inside of wild yam butter that help you transition through your cycle, men, through your cycle, woman. And that's called wild yam butter that I have available on my website. This butter is available to balance you through any state of being, through it for any blood type, right? Verse 12 and older, right? Underneath 12, we shouldn't be as toxic and shouldn't be so hormonally out of control. But I say for 12 and over. This capsaicin for 12-ish and older internally for only blood type O and blood type B will help you with blood flow, anti-cancerous, anti-obesity, anti-inflammatory, anti-diabetic, burst through clogged arteries, healed ulcers, high in vitamin C. Blood type O, blood type B, capsaicin. All blood types. What make my wild yam butter better than others is because I'm a blood type connection catalyst, and I know what I'm doing. I know about the skin, the pH of the skin, and what butters, oils could readily absorb and won't clog up the pores of the skin. I know about essential oils. I know which oils to use in my product. I know about the proper magnesium that you need, because the magnesium is needed to be readily available to absorb in your skin, so it can penetrate to all organs in the body, because the skin itself is the largest organ. That's what makes mine. Others may have ingredients that might cause you some more inflammation because of your blood type not being like the person that sold it blood type, and they even gave you something that worked for them. I created this at a reasonable price to work for all mankind, because this is my passion. This is what I was born to do. I went through so much hell. That's how I know so much about this, like it's second language to me, because I went through so much hell to be in a position to circle back to help my reflections like you. So this is what make mine the best. I stand on it. I know it's the best. But I'm going to let you know in closing that you will feel upon your hormones balancing again after all of them years that they were out of balance. This is my personal bottle, y'all. You will feel maybe a little sleepy when you first do it. Maybe a little warm, just like we were talking about the capsaicin, a little warmth. Ain't nothing but a little blood flow going on, a little circulation going on in there. Maybe a heart palpitation, kind of like, right? Because your blood flow, release and resistance, like right? Blood flow. Maybe what else? Maybe increased or decreased appetite, like right? Maybe a blurry eye, because you got to keep in mind, we were talking about them hormones. They circulate now in the bloodstream. Ain't nothing going wrong with your eyes, Ain't nothing wrong. You get a little blurry, blink your eyes, drink you some water, get that flow up out of you. You stay hydrated to get this here up out of you. You cleaning out your lymphatic system with this here. You are detoxing your body with this here. You're regulating your hormones with this here. Drink some water. Take your nap. Be easy on yourself. So those are some common things that I want to share with you all. But after the 2 weeks or so, whatever, you're going to feel like a new being. If you had hot flashes or whatever, they're subsiding now. If you had them painful periods or whatever, they're leveling off like right now. If you had a peak of estrogen that was so bad that you had these tissues coming outside, endometriosis, fibroids, they subsiding now. Who cannot? Somebody put cannot in the comments as I wrap this up. Who cannot or should not have this? Cannot. Somebody just type cannot. Cannot. Who should not or cannot? Anybody could type that over there? Cannot. Cannot. Who cannot have this? I need you to know this. I need you to know this. I didn't make this here for little babies underneath 12 years old. So under 12 gonna be number one. Who cannot? Could somebody put cannot over here? Cannot. I'll wait for it. CANNOT. Thank you. I appreciate you, Granny. Under 12, no. If you are on any hormonal replacement therapies, the HRT, that means you doing some kind of synthetic thing with the white coat people over there, like, or maybe you transitioning, you wanted to be a man instead of a woman or a woman instead of a man. Don't just go ahead and figure that out, baby. Figure that out. Don't do it at the same time. Don't confuse yourself. Just go on and figure that out. Just do that. So nobody under D12, right? Nobody on any hormone replacement therapies. And no mother who is breastfeeding, like, right, or pregnant. Like, right, that ain't the time. When you give it, you're trying to bring life up here, you should have took care of that before, really. And if you didn't and you just hearing of me, okay, have the baby, feed the baby, eat clean, eat fruits and vegetables for your blood type. Then after you finish milking the baby or doing everything with the baby where he's separate from you, then you go ahead on and do your hormonal thing. And so now if you thinking, oh no, because I know my hormones was out of whack before I got pregnant, and I was probably toxic and I have all the things that you're talking about, and I might have transferred it to your baby. Well, then no. Teach your baby at a young age how to eat clean. You get your baby highly beneficial meal plan. Then when your baby turns 13-ish, you revisit it then to see if your baby is dealing with, early cycles, if it's a girl, if they're dealing with, mood swings, if it's a boy and he looks like he have the little boobs and all that, and he, wanting to, blurry eyes and all this here estrogen things that I just told you, then you can do something as simple as this and put this on him once a day. For men only need this once a day. For women, it is twice a day, morning and night. All right. So who cannot? 12 years old and under. Who cannot? Pregnant women. Who cannot? Nursing women. Who cannot? People in general who are on hormone replacement therapy. Those are the ones who cannot. All right? Y'all got that? I gave y'all a whole lot. I gave y'all 2 videos that I need to slice these videos in half. Any question? Any question? I gave y'all a video on blood type O and B for capsaicin pills bursting through clogged arteries, available on my website. Then I gave you a whole video on hormonal issues. It talked about the blood types of the A's and ABs, told you the story of their life and their estrogen dominance, because they have the least amount of hydrochloric acid and the most inflammation and mucus in their body. So I know it's like that. All right? I'll take questions. And then I'm about to get up out of here. Yeah, you're so welcome, Granny. Granny got that message. Granny got everything she needs. Yeah. And so for some people who were really, been out of balance for so many years, it might take up to a year of this. Just be honest. But at least I ain't telling you this is something that you got to do for the rest of your life. But it might take up to a year for you to really balance them hormones after 20, 30, 40, 50 years. But I think that's a walk in the park, because all you're doing is putting something on your body. You can make that a habit after the shower. It could be close to you wherever you go after you get out the shower, and put that thing on in the morning and at night. And you forget that, and you regulating them hormones, and you feeling good, and your bones, because even down to your bones, Granny, I don't know if you really a Granny in the physical reality, but even down you to your bones, Granny gonna have some good bones and muscles. Granny ain't gonna fall down. Ain't gonna have to get in. You have to end that life, because if Granny do things like this, Granny gonna have her magnesium. Granny's hormones gonna be in balance, so she gonna have that spiritual buoyancy where she fall down and bounce back up. Ain't nobody gonna have to come scoop off the crown, because this is good for osteoporosis. All right. Bone health. All right. Here go the questions. Okay. Good afternoon, goddess, and everyone. working but trying to catch some of this knowledge. Hey, Candy, I see you, babe. So if I'm a blood type AB, does that mean I have Asian in my family down the line? You know, we have at this point we done mixed and matched through slavery, voluntarily and involuntarily. Then we got everything inside of us at this point, really. Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much what it does mean. Yeah. Yep. Yes, I do like my herbal teas, Miss Grateful says. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So fall in love with the thing that you do love about your or about your blood type. That's what the biblical text teaches about it being in alignment. And then when it says, finally, my brethren, whatsoever things that are lovely and just, if there be any virtue in them, think on these things. So that's what I'm telling you to do. Look at your meal plan available on my website. Which one's got virtue? Which one make you feel good easily? Ooh, they got soursop on here. Ooh, they got this on here. And go with that. That's what you do. That's what I do. Because I pretty much, people, my family think I'm the most boring eater. Because I will eat me some walnuts and some pecans and some watermelon and some cherries and go sit down and they're like, you don't get tired of that? Hell no, leave me alone. Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, peace, Candy. Where do you apply the butter? You apply the butter in different places, sensitive, sensitive skin areas, inner, did I do mine today? Yeah, I did. Within your inner, you know, between your wrist and the crease in your arm. So I guess inner arm area right here, forearm. That's what they call that, forearm area right here on your chest. I like to tell you to do these two spots: inner thigh for woman and man, and right up in here for woman and man. Those are the major spots in my opinion. But you could do like ankle, back of neck, wrist right here, side of neck, smaller back, lower abdomen, especially if you have the endometriosis or fibroid issue, you kind of know where you be on fire at. So on top of that said area. But the reason why I say here is because you got liver, gallbladder, transverse colon, and you want to get that flowing and releasing right there. That's really an important one. And then the other reason why I say inner thigh is because now we're dealing with the cervix type area, the growing type area, the lymph nodes that's right there. You got a gang of them. And so it'll circulate into like maybe the prostate area if you're a man, or in, near the ovaries, cervix type area if you're a woman. So those are the precious areas I say. Once a day for men and twice a day for women. And it's called Wild Yam Butter. It's available in my link tree on my website. The link is in my bio. Solidarypub.org is the website. Yeah, under 12, no. When taking the capsaicin, will palpitations stop? Oh yeah, definitely. I didn't say that part, but yeah, you will begin to feel it really fast because this is one of the higher heat units that I created on my website of the capsaicin build. You really will feel it fast, but it's gonna stop really, really fast. The overall, for the average of everybody that I've ever known to experience it, and even for myself, time frame, the highest time frame was like 15 minutes. Like, right? And it's like for the most, it's like a warmth sensation. That these are the symptoms or the side effects or what they experience from the capsaicin. Is like warmth sensations inside of the gut, maybe palpitations, maybe a little bit of sweating, going to the restroom, definitely, because it's bursting through clogged arteries. So everybody is going to go to the restroom and have a nice bowel movement. Everybody says they were happy that they ate. The people who didn't eat said they wish they would have ate because they felt it more. And if you have parasites inside of you, this is anti-parasitic. So if you have parasites inside of you, wherever they are inside of you, you're going to feel them. You're going to feel kind of like the movement of them. It might be an ache, like a stomach ache, but you'll be feeling that it's moving because at the same time it's bursting through clogged arteries. And so parasite, just kind of like the alchemist oil, the video that I have on my website by the alchemist oil, when I had that fish and they had a parasite on it, how the parasite was just kind of like, it's a worm, like, right? And it's like flipping from side to side. Well, when you irritate it, that's what it does. That parasite on that fish was being irritated because I was putting cayenne peppers and different herbs on it like this here. So when it is exposed to the breaking of the capsule of this veggie peel right here, and it breaks inside of you, and there's a parasite or colonies right there, that's what's going to really kind of like be happening inside of you pissing them off, like, right? And so you're going to feel a cramp from the pistivity of what's going on inside of you. And so that's why you're cramping. But then a couple of minutes later, you'll understand why you were cramping, because now you're going to be on the toilet, and all of that is going to be coming out of you. Because just like on the video, after he wiggled, the parasite wiggled around for a little while, he was out, he was knocked out. And so once he's knocked out, you'll be releasing him via bowel movement. 15 minutes tops, but that's one of them bowel movements that like change your life forever. Like, oh my God, I feel so good to get that out of me. And most often than not, the people who have tried it, even though they were like, girl, I don't know what happened. Oh, I felt that. I did da 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 da. And I did that. Then they elaborating, even though I don't be wanting to hear all of the gruesome details. But then after all that, they be like, but I ain't stopping taking. I'm gonna take it some more. Ooh, I'm gonna have to order some more of these things right here. And so I be done created a monster with them, and it sells out a lot. All right. So I answer that. What do you apply it? Da 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 da. Yep, me too, goddess. Goddess, I asked a question. Okay, I got it. Did I answer your question? Did I not go back up enough? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Any more questions? I think I finished the ones on YouTube. So YouTube, if they had some more that I missed, could you let me know? Now I'm going over here. Any questions over here? The other brands say 3 week in a month to use. Does the same apply to yours? No, I don't subscribe to that Lichelle. No. And the reason why is because this is herbs, infinite intelligence. I don't subscribe to herbs not knowing what's happening in your body. They're basing that upon kind of like birth control pills. Like, you take that time off during your cycle, like, right? But that's like a synthetic thing. Why would we put herbs in the form of what the white coat people do with synthetic stuff? Herbs is infinite intelligence. If you're high in testosterone, it understands. It don't have the discrimination. Like, it knows that you're a man, so to speak. Like, right? It's in tune. It's connected to you. From dust thou art, and dust thou shalt return. And so if you got too much and you beating women and all this, and you crazy and punching walls, it's gonna tone you down and calm your little butt down. But at the same token, if you have too low of estrogen in you, whether woman or man or whatever, it's gonna buffer that up. This is infinite intelligence we're talking about, something that we're innately attached to, the source. So I don't subscribe to that. You could do that if that's what you want to do. But I say every day, once a day for men, twice a day for women. That's all. Thank you for the rose, Tony. I appreciate you. Greetings. Thank you for being here. Hello. I see you. Y'all just replying, I need something to balance my hormones. Yep. Wild Yam Butter is where you go. My brother had to get both legs amputated because of his diabetes, and it is not that serious. When it's time, if you know somebody that's about to take with food, definitely. I want to take your course. I've been studying herbs and I heal myself. Well, you go ahead on. It's a blood type, Woke is F blood type connection course. If you know somebody, I'm proud of you, spiritual. If you know somebody that's about to get something cut off, why don't you share the life with the people? Whether it be, ovary or hysterectomy, amputated, I don't know, one of the balls taken off, whatever, the tonsils, the thyroid. Send them people at least just to listen before they get stuff cut off, because white coat like to cut stuff off. Me, I had an emergency. Oh, okay, I see. Can children take? Okay, I went all the way up there. Okay, yeah, because white coat like to cut stuff off. Oh, you don't need that. Yeah, you do. Source energy wouldn't have created you with that. Come on now. All right. You're welcome. You're welcome. When babies are born, do they inherit their blood type from their mom or their dad? That's a little controversial one. I've experienced all that. Yeah, that's a little controversial one. mitochondria DNA, in my opinion, based upon my belief, is from mother. Like from mother, she's like mother, she's carrying this here. Like, right. But that's a controversial one. Some people disagree on that. But that is what my knowing in my research. Like, right? Good question though. Let's see. We got something over here. Okay. Thank you so much, and you are welcome. Um, oh, 14 grandchildren. Oh my God, today. People are missing so much, not taking this. Oh, okay, yeah, not taking it. Yeah, I hear you. But everybody's in a different place on their journey. You could take them and lead them to the well, but you can't really necessarily make them drink. So I come here and I just share my life and my information, and you do what you want to do in your physical reality. You can manipulate the information or the energy through thought if your mind is powerful enough. Because I do talk about spirituality a lot, and if you know how to sit with yourself, you can actually heal the cells of your body through thought, speaking to yourself. Like, right? A lot of people ain't there yet. You know they're not there because of what was happening in your physical reality. Your physical reality is showing you what your thoughts are. I'm not being ugly, but if you're in sickness and disease, you actually having thoughts that are fearful of that same sickness and disease. So you got to renew your mind at the same time too. But I like to come to those people and teach them the herbal remedies and the little things that they can do in the physical reality, because those people aren't there on that elevated state, or they will be in that elevated state of consciousness. You see what I'm saying? So, but they are getting there though, thought by thought by thought, because these herbs, the capsaicin, the wild yam, and everything, by you doing this act and putting this stuff on you, you're beginning to believe, right? This is what this inner being church is all about. Changing those beliefs, the ones that ain't serving you, the ones that think that's making you think this is a tail end. It's giving you hope. It's giving you hope according to your blood type, giving you something to believe in. And really, you believing in the capsaicin, you believing in the properties of the wild yam. You're believing in this. You're believing, and you're conjuring up energy every day. You're gonna do it. And as you conjure up energy and believing at the same time, you seeing side effects or benefits, like, right? And that's helping your now kind of faith. Here, the substance of things hoped for, but the evidence of things not seen yet. And you keep on practicing your faith. And your faith is getting stronger and stronger day by day as you're doing it. And at the tail end, let me tell you some secret. The biggest secret of it all is that you healing you. You getting this? At the tail end of all of this, you healing you. Don't get quiet on me now. At the tail end of this, your mind, the renewing of your mind is what's going to be healing you. I gave you the coding in the matrix. I gave you something to believe in. I gave you the properties. I conjured up the energy. I created it. But then I handed it over. I passed the baton, so to speak, to you to make you fishers of men. You getting that? Don't sleep on that, because I don't want you to sleep on your God-given power to be, do, or have anything that you put your mind to. Can somebody say amen for yourself? Hey, Charles. Can somebody say amen to yourself? Because you're worthy. Could I get an amen to yourself? I hope there's a delay, because I hope everybody will want to say amen to yourself. Can you get us amen to yourself? Hey, Frederick, I didn't know you was up in there. That's what I'm talking about. Amen to yourself. Because you are the healer that you've been looking for all of this time. You came forth on this live to hear an expression of your subconscious mind, which is me, because I'm merely your thoughts. You thought me up. Don't sleep on your power now. You thought me up because you asked a question. God never asks himself a question that he don't already know the answer to. And then bam, dang, I was just thinking about my hormones, just wondering if my hormones was out of balance. I know there got to be some people up in here that was asking questions about their hormones. I know that one of you had to ask the question, why me? You either said, why me? You either said, what's going on with my body? You said, why I'm always fat? Why I keep gaining this weight? Why my thyroid acting up? Why am I bald-headed? Why I've been dealing with this all my life? Can somebody be truthful with yourself and shame the devil? You asked for me and I showed up. That's you. That's your superpower. That's your ability to create in your reality. I don't know you, but you called me forth. You called me forth to remind you of the power within yourself. So I'm going to always bring you back to you. And any healer or leader you follow, if they ain't bringing you back to you, you need to turn that down. Because greater work shall you do. Because you are the God in this simulated environment. You are the creator creating thought by thought. Ask and ye shall receive. How do you ask? I think about it. I ask myself a question. I wonder about it. How do you receive? I just keep on living. I keep on being. And then guess what? Everything that I receive, everything I want, I'm going to get it because I asked for it. And bam, I turned on TikTok. I turned on YouTube. And God darn it, I had asked for this. And look, I'm receiving. It's as simple as that. All right? Amen to your darn self. All right? Anything else? Any other question? You definitely just popped up in my feed one day. That's it. Surprise. You definitely called me forward one day. And I had to listen to you and come forward. That's how cold you are with it. That's how powerful you are as a creator through the way that you think. So now, since you know you can think like that and you can be so powerful, what I'm going to need you to do with them thoughts is I need you to let a new mind be in you. That you are balanced, that your hormones are in alignment, that you are healthy, that you are wellness, that you now have a new lifestyle, that you now are going to do the things that's going to help you keep the momentum of this, that you now are going to eat right for your blood type and fall in love with that thing on that meal plan that is in alignment with making you feel good and making you feel ease, and you follow that path of flow. You ignore the ones that, oh, I don't like that. Get your eyes off of that. Put your eye on the thing that's going to keep you in flow. That thing going to keep you inflammation free. And as you conjure up energy, staying in that flow and keeping that momentum of doing some good things for yourself, you're sending out a signal now, a new signal that I am worthy. Instead of the old signal that you was broadcasting that said, oh, I'm sick. Might die tomorrow. Like, no, we want to change that. This is the new belief that we're going to. We turning the other cheek to, oh, I'm dying, but to, oh, I'm worthy. Oh, I like this. I never knew I was in love with soursop until I tried it. Blood type A and B. I never knew I could do all these things with tofu. I thought soy was soft. God damn it, taste this. This soul food good. This soy food, this soy food good. You hear me? That's all we doing. We conjuring up energy to get you on the right momentum to bring you back to God. And where's God? The kingdom of God in you. Don't go out there looking for it. Don't go out there. Turn on TikTok. Come back over here to the Inner Being Church. I'm going to always bring you right to you. All right? I know I'm headed. I know I'm healed in my body. Yeah. Amen to yourself. Good evening. Hey, kid. So we're about to get up out of here. For those of you that are here, new here, make sure you tap the screen, share the live, comment. Offering time, God is just be. God is just be if you want to donate. The reason why I ask for donations is because it puts me in a better position to buy all the anatomy products that I want, so I can really break down health and wellness and spirituality that's on my Amazon wish list. If you want to view it or purchase something from my wish list, thank you, Keith, y'all on this here page. Y'all tell Keith thank you on this here page if you up in this room. Tell Keith thank you. Keith 1111, he brought my little standing podium that I'm gonna be using in my my Inner Being Church. My goal is to stand up with a whiteboard behind me, dry erase, and I wanted a podium and put my little laptop and all my little anatomy things. Could y'all please tell Keith, y'all tap the screen for Keith and say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my God, I'm about to cry. Oh, no more crying on TikTok. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to Keith, because he bought the podium that my inner being at 13 years old showed me in a dream. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when man sleep in slumber, I'll give you your orders and instruction that come from the biblical text. That was a word from my inner being at that time. In that podium, I saw it, I walked away from it, and then I put it back in the cart. And then my inner being reminded me, brought me back to 13 years old, a nightmare of speaking in front of a lot of people. And my inner being said, get it. And that was the podium that I saw in my dream. So anyway, it's on Amazon, and Keith bought it for me. Thank you, Keith. Thank you, Keith, for believing in me. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Tia. Thank you, Tangent. Thank you, everybody that donated. Miss Grateful, Blue Diamond, Rita, Dion, Royal, everybody that ever sold into me, Frederick, Sage. If I didn't call your name, don't feel slighted. Thank you so much. I appreciate every last offering. And if you want to help me with my Amazon wish list, the link is in my bio. I want to teach people so people can finally heal and won't be slaves to go back and forth to dealing with the white coat. And the reason why this is so wholeheartedly passionate to me is because there I was one. You asking questions now, but I was a little girl in my closet asking God why I was always sick, why I had such painful periods, why I was going through so much hell, and nobody ever, I came up in church, nobody ever asked me how my diet was. So I studied, and instead of going to pep rallies and going to dances and going here and there, I was in Barnes and Noble on Fridays and Saturdays, studying to show myself approved, because in my life, I felt like there has to be somebody else that been going through this here back and forth to the doctor like I'm a freaking lab rat. And there was one day I decided I'm not coming back here no more. And my doctor was like, well, where are you going to go? What are you going to do? I was like, I don't know, but if you will not be treating me for the rest of my life like a lab rat, I'm going to find my answer. And evidently you don't know my answer. And that was the day my doctor was trying to put me on antidepressants. And ever since then, because she didn't know what was wrong with me at the time, because I was inflamed. My hormones were out of balance, like, right? But they don't study that. They study medicine. They study cutting. They study this and that and dirt. I didn't want no of that. And this is why I'm so passionate about it, because I said in my darkest moment, man, God, if you real, could you heal me? Could you deliver me from this pain? I used to every year almost fail the school year because they had, at that time, it was like 17 days. You could only miss 17 days before you fail and had to replay or, repeat the school year. But I was in so much pain, like the first and second day of my cycles, that I would have to stay home. I was throwing up. I couldn't walk, just crawling in the room, just in so much pain. And I said in that closet, God, if you heal me and if you real, remember me. I was a little girl that had to go to church all the time because my mom kept us in church. If you heal me, I'm going to circle back and help a little girl like me. I was making a deal with God, not knowing I was making a deal with myself, because I am God, right? And so this is why this is so passionate for me, because I want to help people, y'all. From the bottom of my soul, that's my purpose. That's all that I care about. I just want to help one person. Though I already know it will be millions, but one. So anyway, it touched my heart. I got my podium, y'all. The calling that I have been running away from forever, I done finally stopped running. Like, you know what? I'm going to do this thing. So anyway, thank you. Look, they say thank you on all the other platforms too. Thank you, Keith. Yes, you're welcome. All right, let us pray, because I done started crying. Let us pray and get up out of here. Testimony time over with. God, source energy, infinite intelligence, all there is. Thank you for everyone that came forward, that had a question, that asked and called me for it. Now, source energy, be with them, walk with them, and continue to guide them. Now they know that within them, they're asking questions. Show them how to turn the other cheek and pay attention to the good qualities. Pay attention to the things that they're creating. Pay attention to the things energetically that they want more of. Pay attention to the love. Pay attention to good health. Pay attention to the well-being. Pay attention to a beautiful new lifestyle. Pay attention to the knowledge. Pay attention to the eagerness. Pay attention to the passion. Pay attention to their will. Pay attention to anything that's serving them. That's making them feel good. Teach them to give attention to that thing so they could get more of that thing. Oh, with the power that is invested in me, I bless them. I breathe breath on them. From the sound of my voice energetically, I speak life into them. With my now healed throat chakra, I breathe the breath of life on them, and they shall live. Take a deep breath in and blow it out. Take a deep breath in and blow it out. One more time, take a deep breath in and blow it out. Type in the comments, I shall live. I shall live, 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 I shall live. Type in the comments one time, I shall live. I shall live, I shall live, I shall live, I shall live, I shall live. Finally, my brethren, I wish above all things that you prosper, be in good health, even as your soul prosper. And that, my dear, is living. When you prosper, when you be in good health and your soul prosper, oh, you finally living then. I shall live. Let me see it. Let me see you cast a spell on yourself. Excuse me. I shall live, I shall live, I shall live. When you spell it, that means you're casting a spell on yourself. I shall live. I shall live, I shall live, I shall live, I shall live, I shall live. Let me see it. I shall live. I shall live, I shall live, I shall live, and I shall be in good health, even as my soul prosper. This video was from my heart to yours. Y'all be blessed. Okay, bye. Ooh, that was beautiful. I shall live.